Everyone, welcome back to the second lecture of differential calculus. So in last lecture we tried to discuss what is successive derivative, and we have given you a few examples or few procedures of doing successive derivative. So today's class will be doing basically some problem of successive derivative. So without wasting any time, let's start. Say if y equals to cos of ax plus b, find yn. So this problem is there. So how to do the solution? We know y1 will be minus of a sine ax plus b. Now you see what is the problem there is that if you do again derivative, you get again cos, sine, cos, so it will be fluctuating. But we want some particular pattern. So the necessary condition is that you should not fluctuate the value. So now how can we do that? So there is one method. We know this formula, cos 90 minus theta, this is sine theta. What about cos 90 plus theta? This is nothing but minus sine theta. Okay, so minus sine theta, that can be written cos theta plus 90. So this one we can write, a is there, so minus sine theta, that can be written cos theta, that is ax plus b plus 90. So now you see derivative of cos is again becoming cos. Now what about y2? y2 means derivative of this one, so again minus a square sine ax plus b plus pi by 2. So now again we can convert this to cos. How? A square, so minus sine theta, now theta is that much big, so that is ax plus b plus pi by 2, this is theta, plus another pi by 2, so it is 2 pi by 2. Now if you go for y3, it will be minus a cube sine ax plus b plus 2 pi by 2. Okay, simply we do the derivative of this one. Now again by the same logic, it can be written a cube, then minus sine, it can be, there should be cos, sorry, extremely sorry. So it should be cos of ax plus b plus 2 pi by 2 plus another pi by 2, so it is 3 pi by 2. Understand? So now we can probably find some pattern. So what will be yn? y1 will be a power 1, 2 will be a power 2, 3 will be a power 3, so n should be a power n. Cos ax plus b should be there plus, if it is 1, it is 1 pi by 2. If it is 2, it is 2 pi by 2. If it is 3, it is 3 pi by 2. If it is n, it is n pi by 2. That's all. So that means if there is a problem like this, say we can just apply this one. Say y equals to cos of 2x plus 5, find y9. So that means by this process here a is 2, b is 5 and n is 9. So y9, it should be a to the power n, so 2 power 9 into cos 2x plus 5 plus 9 pi by 2. So in a single step we can write this. So what is my advice? The similar manner you try that what will be thing if y equals to sine of ax plus b, then what will be yn? You can please try that one. So that will be very interesting. Again the same logic, here also the same logic will apply. Just only you have to do the trial and error, that what will be the formula you should apply. Okay. Now, if I go for the next one, which is also very, very important, and I believe that this kind of problem you should try to do on your own. So now, if y equals to e power ax sine bx plus c, so what will be yn? So now it is a very big expression. There is two functions are there, exponential function as well as sine function. Now how to find yn? So again, without any worry, let us do first 2 to 3 steps and see whether we are getting some pattern or not. Okay. So if I go for the solution, so if I do y1, that is the first derivative. So derivative of this one, so a e power ax, sine is constant, so sine bx plus c, plus e power ax is constant, derivative of sine is cos of bx plus c, and 1b will be there. So if I do the first derivative, what is happening? From one term it has become two term. Now if I go for y2, that is the second derivative, so this one has become two terms, this one will become another two terms, so 4 terms. So gradually the terms will be increasing. So this process may not work, because after another step it will be hard to calculate. So is there any shortcut is there which we can apply? Now we know there is some relation between Cartesian and polar form, so we try to apply that one. So what we are doing, so let a equals to r cos theta and b equals to r sin theta. If I just assume that one, let us see what will happen. So e power ax is there, so I can take e power ax common. A means r cos theta plus e power ax is there, so b means so now you see here what we have done, we have put the value of a and b only in here a and b, not inside sine and cosine, because we will not make it complicated. So now from here I can again take r common, so r will be going outside the bracket. So now r e power x. Now what is this one? Sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. So that is sine of a plus b. So this is actually sine of a plus b, that is bx plus c plus theta. So this is y1. Now so what we have done, this was a big expression for y1. We try to reduce y1 by doing this substitution, and finally we have got a very compact form which is looking like the same y, only something is extra, here r is extra and here theta is extra. Now if I again go for y2, again r is a constant, so if you forget about r, then again u into v form. So in this pattern we can write a e power x, so derivative of this one, then sine bx plus c plus theta plus e power x cos bx plus c plus theta p. The same logic we apply. Now again we incorporate a and b value, a value as r cos theta, b value as r sin theta. So now r e power ax I am taking outside, a equals to r cos theta, b equals to r sin theta, so that r also we are taking outside, so it is becoming r square. Then what is remaining? Here it is remaining a, that is cos theta sine of bx plus c plus theta, plus b means sin theta cos of bx plus c plus theta. So finally we can write r square e power x, again sin a cos b cos A sin B. So A means bx plus c plus theta and B means theta. So it is sin bx plus c plus theta plus another theta. So 2 theta. So now look into this y1 and y2. So what we have done? We done the derivative, we put this substitution, so we get a compact form. Now you look into this one. Look into the pattern. If y1, that is r power 1, y2 r power 2, so yn, it should be r power n. E power x will be there as it is, no problem. Then it is sin bx plus c plus bx plus c, there is no problem. If it is 1, it is 1 theta or only theta. If it is 2, it is 2 theta. If it is n, it will be n theta. Done. So we got the value of yn. Okay. Now the problem is almost over, but actually you see, in the original problem, r value and theta value was not given to you. We assume this value. So from here, what is r? So I can write r square equals to a square plus b square. So r equals to a square plus b square half. And if I just divide, it will be tan theta equals to b by a. So theta equals to tan inverse b by a. So now simply I can put that. So what I can do, it is a square plus b square power half. So it will be n by 2 into e power ax sin bx plus c plus n tan inverse b by a. This is yn. Done. So this is very easy if you understand the calculation. Now what will be your homework or your practice? Y equals to e power ax cos of bx plus c. You try yn for this function. What is my suggestion or hint is that you exactly do the same calculation. You find the u into v times derivative, the product form, then you do the same substitution. Then again you get some compact form. Then again y2 you get some compact form, and finally you get almost similar form to this one. Okay, so that's all for today's class. So what we have discussed, you please follow the previous class, then only you can understand the legacy of this class. So we try to discuss two very special type of problem, which is trigonometric problem, and this problem we try to solve one cosine and sine cases, and remaining one we have given you to practice for your case. If you are unable to do the remaining problem or this problem you are unable to understand, feel free to write to me anytime. Thank you very much.